the Secretary of the Department of Financial Services, Mrs. Tuggal, the Managing Director, Mr. Nair, the Deputy Managing Director, Mr. Kaushik, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed delighted to join the IIFCL team when we are celebrating the decade-old achievements today. They've entered a field where, of course, sky's the limit as far as their ability to mobilize funds and channelize those funds into the infrastructure sector is concerned. And that's a sector which conventionally in the initial years of our economic management had been resource starved. And because it had been starved of resources, we'd been struggling to find instruments and methodologies of funding it. And world over, the experience has been when the going is tough, state institutions also have to lead. And when the going is very good, the private sector also has a very important role to play in this. I've been repeatedly saying that the world is passing through a phase of great volatility. There's going to be no easy day. And therefore the kind of trends global economy is going to throw up, they're going to throw up many, many challenges. And it's for us in India to ensure how we can best make use of some of those challenges. The lower oil prices, commodity and mineral prices, of course, is troublesome for many in the world, but it's also an opportunity for others like us. And therefore, if we today seriously introspect and then analyze the roadmap ahead, we can find out how we can move forward. Now, if I analyze each one of our infrastructure sectors, I think this is providing us with some form of an opportunity also. But we must have the intellectual honesty to analyze where our shortcomings and our failings also have been, so that we are in a position to rectify them. Of course, if you look back a few years ago, some of our key infrastructure segments had slowed down. And I find that the opportunity provided to us by lower oil prices has enabled the government to channelize a large part of our savings in that sector into several areas of infrastructure. Last year we made a push in the direction, a push which we intend to continue, where a lot of resources were put in the direction of at least the national highways, the rural roads, the railways. And I now see the result of that is visible in the last 1 year, that the stalled projects amongst the highways have now got moving. As a result of enhanced public investment, even private sector players who have got bogged down in their disputes with the highway authorities have now re-entered the field back. and a positive response is clearly visible. Rural roads are a very important infrastructure aspect of Indian economy. I think still needs much larger resources, because that connects the rural areas of the country, and that's one area where a lot of distance still has to be covered. The railways has now come on to at least directionally the right track. We are inviting private sector, including foreign investment, into the infrastructure of the railways. Recently, you had two very major foreign investments by Alstom and GE being launched in two different manufacturing areas in Bihar as far as the railways is concerned. Very shortly, the railways is going to come out with its proposed bids for development of 400 selected railway stations in the country. The budget has provided them with extra resources. They've collected some money from tax-free bonds. They intend mobilizing international investment. The LIC has made a lot of long-term capital available to them. And that's an area in which directionally I think they are now moving on to the right track. That movement needs to be a little expedited. Power sector was probably one of the most difficult and challenging sectors. A lot of investment in the last few years has come in. Generation has increased and improved significantly. And it really was a problem of plenty because there were no takers. As manufacturing picks up, hopefully the takers will increase. But I think more important was the fact that the last mile was completely clogged because of the health of some of the DISCOMs. The Power Ministry, in consultation with the Department of Financial Services and other concerned institutions, has now come up with its Uday scheme. And if you read in the newspapers today, almost 15 states have now signed the MOU with the Power Ministry. And some of these states are those where the DISCOMs were the ailing DISCOMs. And hopefully the movement in that direction also would start. The private sector has shown a lot of keenness in the port sector. I think the state sector ports, really the structure needs everything. I had last year in the budget announced that we should now move in direction of corporatization of the state-owned trust ports, because they are now in competition with the private ports. Now conventionally, these were called the major ports. And the ports being run by the state governments or being authorized by the state governments are the minor ports. But if the major ports don't rectify their structures, they stand a very serious risk, which is almost visible, of being grossly overtaken by the so-called minor ports. The minor will no longer be so minor because they would have moved ahead of the major, and therefore in a competitive world, unless you can restructure and adjust to that competitive environment, you will face challenges of increasing your business prospects itself. And that's a challenge which still continues to remain. Of course, the government, the Ministry of Civil Aviation has worked on its policy as far as the airport sector is concerned, because a large number of mid-level and smaller airports have been improved upon. And therefore, once they have already been the recipients of a large amount of investment and improvement, they no longer can be regarded as either greenfield or even brownfield projects. They'll probably need managerial efficiencies, and therefore management participation of the private sector in the management of some of these airports is a proposal which they've been considering. And I think the government being very clear with regard to the direction in which it wants to move in this direction, I think the big challenge will remain where your activities are in the IIFCL and other financing agencies on how infrastructure really has to be funded. Public investment has been stepped up in the last year and will continue to remain stepped up. And therefore, we do realize when you fight a global slowdown, public investment has to lead the way. But then all funding institutions of your kind will also have to play a very important role. The fund that we intended to put in place has already been put in place, the infrastructure fund. The first meeting has already been held, and we are in touch with a large number of international sovereign and pension funds which want to become partners with us in that particular project. And therefore, even in the funding requirements, our priorities and direction is absolutely clear. And I think the years and months to come will be those where we will be seriously investing in infrastructure. And investment in infrastructure, though it takes a little time to show its reciprocal results, will in fact be able to show much more positive results as far as the Indian economy is concerned, making it a stable global force, which we have become in the midst of even a crisis-like situation across the world. I think the IIFCL will continue to play its very important role in this regard. You had a short stint of existence, but many more years and many more successful years. My best wishes to you, Mr. Nair, and your team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.